I got a question for you. If you could be any animal for one day, which animal would you choose and why? I know it seems silly to picture yourself as an animal, but just give it a try. One animal and why? And I'm really interested in the why. What are the characteristics about that animal that's appealing to you? Maybe it lines up with who you are or who you want to be. But what is it about that animal that you like? I mean, I've pictured myself, flying, and so I could imagine a golden eagle. But why a golden eagle? Is it because they're majestic or beautiful? Maybe it's a leopard, right? You're quiet and solitary, but powerful. A dolphin. They're so much fun, full of joy. They're with other dolphins. Is that who you are? I want you to pick your animal. Even pause the video. Pick your animal. Think about the reasons why, and then we'll move on from there. I remember as a boy watching wildlife videos instead of cartoons on Saturday morning, and I still do. I love them. The BBC with David Attenborough, they're my favorite. All the Planet Earth and Blue Planet series, and one they made a few years ago, Life in the Undergrowth. It was all about creepy crawly insects and bugs. I find that stuff fascinating. And one clip, I'll put the link below, was about a spider. And just a regular spider, an orchard spider in Costa Rica. And it builds a web that you can imagine, the typical symmetrical web every day. And what's so interesting about this story is another creature, I won't tell you which one, you can watch the clip, but another creature lays an egg on the spider. And the egg hatches and a grub emerges. And the grub attaches itself to the spider and begins to feed off of the spider. And it's a very dramatic story because they follow this little life of the grub as it grows for a few weeks at the expense of the spider, literally sucking the life juices right out of this spider. And the spider dies, right? When it gets to the end, this grub, you can see it sucking the juices, and the juices, they zoom right in. You can see them flowing out of the spider's legs, right out of the spider's body into the grub. There's nothing left of the spider. It's just a shell. And the grub lets go and this spider's body blows away like a dead leaf in the wind. It's just very dramatic. Something sucking the life out of something else. Did anybody choose to be a grub? You could pick whatever animal you want. I wonder if you chose to be a grub or an animal like a grub, some kind of a parasite that feeds off of something else, that slowly weakens that other creature until it's sucked everything out of that creature and it's dead. And you gain from that. Did anybody choose anything like that? I'm guessing no. I'm guessing you chose fabulous animals like, I don't know, wolves or a giraffe or a gorilla, I don't know, something, and probably for a really good reason, right? Like this animal's really wise, or it's powerful, or it creates a special home and it's, very, creative, or maybe it makes companions for life. Whatever your reason, probably very few, almost nobody, chose to be a life-sucking grub. But lots of times we're like that. I am. I've been like that for sure, where I'm kind of living off of somebody else, gaining something from somebody else's suffering. I don't know, at work or something, or school, right? And someone says something stupid or makes a mistake, and you can't wait to go tell somebody else. Oh, guess what they said or did. And it's like you're on stage, and so you get a little bit of popularity, a jolt of excitement, watching their reaction as you tell this funny story at their expense. Or maybe you just make fun of people. You just insult, call people names, same thing. You get a rise out of that, out of making them feel worse. And I realize culture plays a role. I'm from Canada, and generally speaking, we don't insult people a lot. Maybe your culture, that's more acceptable. And yeah, we'll talk about that in a second, but really, you're getting some kind of energy, some kind of enjoyment out of somebody else's suffering in some way. Maybe you hear somebody say something and you're thinking when you hear it, that's wrong. They could get in trouble for that, or they could lose clients or lose money, or it'd make the company somehow, there's a problem. Maybe the boss would get mad, or the teacher, right? And you're thinking, I could say something but let them go. Forget, that's good for them. Let them suffer, let them fail. And it's like this trap, and you're getting something out of it, they're going to suffer. Same idea. It just seems like a bit of a grub move. And it happens all the time online. We've got our Instagram, Snapchat, whatever accounts, and we're connected with all these people, and you've got pictures of this, and maybe a picture of something they've said, and you share it over here, and you're creating this drama. It just seems a bit like a grub move to me. At one point in this clip, David Attenborough uses the word deranged. What happens is the grub injects the spider with a hormone, and he says the spider becomes deranged. It messes with his mind, so his mind doesn't function properly. And in fact, after that, it shows the spider trying to make his beautiful web again, and it's just a tangle. It's just a mess. It's just a really good image, I think, of what this can do to people. And you might say it's part of our culture, or I'm a young person and this is what young people do, or whatever your excuse is. You don't know the damage, I don't think, right? You don't know whether or not you're causing some deranged. It's a pretty strong word. You don't know, right? And even their life, it wrecks the spider's ability to live. And it could be the same way. You're wrecking somebody's life, and you might think, oh, come on, Brian, I'm not wrecking their life. We don't know. You don't know the level of damage you can be doing. At least you should be able to say, I could be impacting their day in a negative way. Maybe wrecking the whole day or longer. You don't know. I'm not trying to tell you how to live. I'm not trying to tell you how to talk to people or what to post online. That's not the point. The point is what kind of animal did you choose? That's the point. Did you choose to be a grub or something else? And if you chose something else, something better than a grub, maybe that's what we should focus on. Something better than a grub. Thanks for listening. Talk to you guys next week.